Have you ever felt like life was writing your story for you? Like you're simply reacting to events rather than living by design? What if I told you that you hold the pen to your own story and that your very thoughts have the power to shape your reality? Welcome to Quantum Wisdom, where we explore the mind-bending principles of quantum physics and how they relate to our everyday lives. Today we dive into the idea that you can actually rewrite your future by changing the story you tell yourself. This is the incredible power of your personal narrative. Have you ever noticed how sometimes when things don't go your way, you find yourself saying things like, "I always screw things up," or "it's just my bad luck"? Well, these statements aren't just casual complaints. They actually part of the story you retelling yourself about who you are and what you capable of. This story, whether you're fully aware of it or not, becomes your personal narrative, a kind of internal script that guides your actions and shapes how you see the world. The question is, does this script have to be the one that life has written for you? Or can you rewrite it to align with your deepest desires and aspirations? Before we dive into this fascinating topic, let me ask you a quick favor. If you're finding value in this video, please hit the like button. It helps boost the algorithm and allows us to share more of this quantum wisdom with more people. Now let's get back to rewriting your future. Now here's where quantum physics enters the picture. You see, in the quantum realm, the very act of observation influences reality. It's a phenomenon known as the observer effect. For example, consider a famous double-slit experiment where light waves are fired at a screen with two slits cut in it. Classically, you'd expect to see a pattern of alternating light and dark bands on the wall behind the slits. But you don't. Instead, you see only one band, which is bright. What gives? Well, the act of observing the waves at the slits caused them to collapse into particles, thus eliminating the wave-like behavior and creating a single bright band. So here's the mind-blowing part. Our thoughts, beliefs, and internal dialogue act much like observation in the quantum world. What we observe internally, even if it's just our own thoughts, can influence what we experience externally. So if you constantly observe thoughts like, "I'm not good enough," or "it's too late for me," it's as though you're placing an observer at the slits, collapsing the wave function of your potential and manifesting only what you believe you can have. On the other hand, if you observe thoughts of empowerment and possibility, you're more likely to experience the full range of opportunities life has to offer. Let's look at a couple of simple examples. Imagine you have a job interview coming up and you start to feel nervous. As the big day approaches, your thoughts become, "I'm so nervous. What if I mess it up? I've never been good at interviews." These thoughts and beliefs can cause physical symptoms like increased heart rate and sweating. Then during the interview, your anxiety can cause you to stumble over your words, forget important details, or come across as unconfident. As a result, you might not get the job you wanted. In this scenario, your narrative of fear and doubt literally manifested into a negative outcome. Now let's compare this to another scenario. Let's say you have the same interview coming up, but this time you prepare well, practice your answers to common interview questions, and visualize yourself doing a great job. As the day of the interview arrives, you feel calm and confident because you've prepared yourself mentally. During the interview, you speak clearly, maintain eye contact, and make a great impression. As a result, you land the job. Here, your narrative of confidence and preparedness manifested into a positive outcome. In both cases, your narrative was like an internal observer affecting what happened externally. So if you're not happy with the story that life seems to be writing for you, it's time to take matters into your own hands and become the author of your own narrative. But you might be thinking, how can I change my narrative? It's just the way I am. Well, the good news is that your narrative isn't set in stone. You have the power to change it. And it all starts with becoming aware of the story you're telling yourself. One way to do this is to pay attention to your inner dialogue. Start noticing the story you're telling yourself about various situations. Are you focusing on the negative or the positive? Another way is to look at your physical surroundings. What do you see? Do you see signs of growth and abundance, or do you see clutter and stagnation? By becoming aware of the story you're telling yourself and your environment, you can start to shift your narrative towards a more empowering and positive one. This is where quantum physics comes in again. Remember the observer effect? Well, when you become aware of your internal dialogue and surroundings, you're essentially acting as an observer of your own reality. You're no longer on the receiving end of life's story. You're actively participating in it. And with this newfound awareness, you can start to change the story you're telling yourself. Think of your narrative as a set of quantum waves filled with potential outcomes. When you observe these waves, you're bringing them into the present moment and making them real. So instead of passively observing your negative thoughts and beliefs, start actively observing your narrative. When you catch yourself thinking negatively, gently bring your attention back to the present moment. Take a deep breath, relax your body, and consciously choose to think positively. Over time, this practice will help you shift your narrative and attract more positive experiences into your life. Remember, you're not just a passive observer of your reality, you're an active participant. You co-create your experiences based on the story you tell yourself. So if you want to change your reality, start by changing your narrative. It's the first step towards rewriting your future. But there's another fascinating aspect to consider. Your narrative doesn't exist in a vacuum. It interacts with the narratives of others and with the world around you. In quantum physics, this interaction is known as entanglement. Just like entangled particles, your narrative becomes entangled with the narratives of those you interact with, creating a web of interconnected stories. For example, let's say you have a friend who's constantly negative and pessimistic. If you spend a lot of time with this friend, their negative narrative can become entangled with yours, causing you to see the world through their lens. Similarly, if you surround yourself with positive and supportive people whose narratives are aligned with your goals, you'll start to see the world in a more positive and abundant light. Your friend may still be entangled with his own negative narrative, but by distancing yourself from it, you can free yourself from its gravitational pull. Here's another example. Let's say you're looking for a new job. Your narrative could become entangled with the narratives of potential employers, creating a field of possible job offers. If you start believing that you won't find a job anytime soon, your narrative will shift towards scarcity and hopelessness. However, if you believe that there are plenty of job opportunities out there, and that you find the perfect one soon, your narrative will shift towards abundance and optimism. And guess what? Your new narrative can influence the narratives of potential employers, making it more likely that you'll receive job offers. So your personal narrative isn't just about your own story. It's also about how your story interacts with the stories of others and the world around you. By cultivating a positive and empowering narrative, you can create a ripple effect, influencing the narratives of those you interact with and the opportunities that come your way. You are the author of your own story, and your narrative has the power to shape your reality. In this video, we've explored the idea that you can rewrite your future by changing the story you tell yourself, drawing upon the principles of quantum physics. We've seen how your thoughts and beliefs act as observers, influencing what you experience externally. And we've learned how to shift your narrative from fear and doubt to confidence and possibility. Remember, you're not just a passive observer of your reality. You're an active participant. By becoming aware of your narrative and intentionally shifting it towards a more empowering and positive state, you can attract positive experiences into your life. And your narrative doesn't exist in a vacuum. It interacts with the narratives of others and the world around you. By cultivating a positive and empowering narrative, you can create a ripple effect, influencing those around you and the opportunities that come your way. So go ahead, embrace the power of your narrative and start writing a new story for yourself. Who knows? You might just be the author of your own happily ever after. Thank you for joining us on this journey into the fascinating world of quantum wisdom. If you've enjoyed this video and want to continue exploring the mysteries of the quantum realm, don't forget to subscribe. We have a ton of videos diving into the depths of quantum physics and its implications for our daily lives. We hope you've gained some insight into the incredible power of your personal narrative. Until next time, remember that you hold the pen to your story and that your thoughts and beliefs have the power to shape your reality. Keep exploring, keep questioning, and keep discovering the wonders of the quantum world within and around you.